drag work for itself.
Hi everybody, Kathy Mattoon with Rocky Mountain Television's Cooking on the Wild Side. I'm here today with Willie Webb. He is the head cook and instructor for Colorado Outdoor Adventure Guide School. Andy and I came down to South Texas where they're doing a school on whitetail. It's the Whitetail Pro Guide Program. And I'm here with Willie. And Andy and I took a little trip after class one day last week, and what we did was we went up and went catfishing with the Catfish King over in eastern Texas, Danny King. We got to go out and we caught some pretty good sized catfish, so we decided, okay, got to come back down here to South Texas and do some more classes with the coags. And I thought, okay, I'm going to bring Willie a surprise. I brought him some catfish. So we decided we're going to do this Cooking on the Wild Side show tonight for you. And Willie is going to share some of his recipes and secrets because we'll be cooking outside in iron skillets and
Dutch ovens.
Dutch ovens. There we go, Dutch ovens. So Willie, welcome, and thank you for coming on the show with me tonight. And what we're going to do for you guys today is we're going to start with coleslaw. Willie's going to share one of his recipes. Then we'll go on to hush puppies. And then Willie and I are going to kind of have a cook-off because he's got a different recipe than I do for the catfish. So we'll see who wins out here tonight.
Well, thanks, Kat. I appreciate you giving me this opportunity to work with y'all. Starting out, we're going to do our coleslaw like we said. What we're going to do is
we've already chopped this coleslaw up, guys. So that's the first step.
All right, you're going to take your sweet pickle relish, and that's half a cup of sweet pickle relish. You're going to put it in your cabbage, and we're going to also do 1 carrot, chopped or grated.
Grated. And I'll stir that up for you if you want to tell them what you're going to put in the...
All right, we're going to make it very simple. It's an easy dressing. It's 3/4 of a cup of regular mayo.
Well, this is going to be pretty. It's got some pretty color to it.
It's going to be 2 tablespoons of sugar, regular granulated sugar. And then 1 tablespoon of distilled white vinegar. Alright, all you're going to do is mix this up.
And we're going to share these recipes with you folks. So, and if you don't get it here this afternoon on the TV, sign into our website. And it's rmtv.net, and we'll have the recipes online for you.
Alright, next you're just going to add your dressing.
So you've mixed it up really creamy.
Yes, ma'am.
You want to get a good stir on it, right?
Get good. Make sure you blend everything real well together.
Okay. Is this your own recipe, or did you get it from your granny?
I actually got it from my mom.
Oh.
Now, how far back it goes from there, I couldn't tell you.
You don't know, huh?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Here, let me have that and I'll scrape that off. We're going to get this all stirred up real good and get it in the ice box so it can be chilling while we're putting the other stuff together. So, well, that's nice and pretty. I like that, Willie.
Thank you.
I'm anxious to try a bite of that one. Isn't that pretty? Okay. So, now we're going to do all of the ingredients is here for hush puppies. Okay.
All right. We're going to start off with our dry ingredients. This is a cup of self-rising cornmeal. 1 more cup, so you have a total of 2 cups self-rising cornmeal.
Okay.
This is a cup of self-rising flour.
And you prefer the self-rising so you don't have to mess with all the leveling and all that?
All the leveling and all
Okay.
that. It's much easier since they came out with self-rising.
Yeah, makes it simple, doesn't it?
Okay. Next is going to be your baking soda, baking powder, excuse me.
Okay, and how much powder?
2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons. Okay.
And you've got about a cup of finely chopped green onions. Add those in. Now, since we're in Texas, and Texas's state pickle is the jalapeno, we're going to add a few jalapenos to our mix, to our hush puppies.
Well, you gotta go with where you're at, you know.
Yes, ma'am. Add a little zing to it.
Gotta have a little bite. Everything in Texas, I understand, bites you back.
It either bites or stings, one
or
or two.
pokes you. Yeah. So we may as well go with the jalapeno too.
And I'm just going to go ahead and mix this up, stir this up just a little bit.
Okay. Now, Willie, we were getting these ingredients ready for our show here, and Willie says, "Give me the sweet milk." So we want to know, what is sweet milk, Willie? A lot of these viewers aren't as old as I am, and they don't know what sweet milk is. So
sweet milk, back in the old days, you had buttermilk, and buttermilk was primarily what older people drank during the time.
yeah.
And sweet milk is just your regular 1%, 2%, vitamin D, whatever. But if you have an older recipe from your grandmother or somebody that's, you know, kind of up there in years, and they have it says sweet milk, just always remember that it's just regular plain milk.
Plain old milk.
It's not condensed or
Okay.
anything like that.
I'm going to pour while you stir, and you tell me when to whoa.
Okay.
Okay.
Now this
We'll start with about, what, half a cup there?
We'll start with about a half a cup. This recipe doesn't have a precise measuring cup load. It simply says add sweet milk until you get the consistency that you want.
And what consistency do we want, Willie? Because we don't want it real runny. We're gonna spoon this out into hot grease.
Correct.
Am I correct?
You're going straight into the hot grease, so you want it to be somewhat doughy.
Okay.
We need a little bit more.
Okay. So I'm just adding this about a half a cup at a time, so that we don't go overboard.
I believe we just nailed it.
Did we nail it?
Yes, ma'am.
We're good. So we'll just take this bowl outside with us, and then we're going to use spoons just to drop it in. We don't make little balls and roll them in cornstarch and all that, right?
You don't have to do that. They taste better to me if you just drop them in the fire. You don't put them in cornstarch or anything like that. If you have a ice cream scoop that when you squeeze the handle together, it kind of kicks it out.
Yeah, like a cookie scoop.
Like a cookie scoop, exactly. A cookie
That's
scoop.
about the right size.
That's about the right size, and if you have one of those work perfectly because you just scoop it in there. And
I think it's about a two ounce cookie scoop. I think is what we used when I cooked at school. Well, that's pretty. It's going to be really good.
Now, some people actually will put corn, or you can
whole kernel or cream corn.
Something, you know, you can play with it a little bit and zest it up however you feel the need to do so. So this isn't a set guideline, it's just kind of, you know, something to play with.
Okay, all right, here we go. You'll see us cooking that outside here in just a little bit. Okay, here's the fun part for me. Now what Willie and I did, we had fillets and we had a couple of whole fish. I like fillets. Willie likes whole fish and flakes. So here's our deal. I am gonna, now my granny and my mother always taught me to use brown paper bag to shake your chicken in. Willie says you do the same thing with your fish. So I've got my brown paper bag, Willie's got his. Now, for my recipe, I took my fillets and I cut them up in bite-sized pieces. Okay, then I put yellow, just old-fashioned yellow mustard all over these, and I let them soak for an hour, 2 hours. It's up to you. Now, if you have mud catfish that you've caught out of the river or the creek or the lake, this will help take the wild taste and fishy taste out of it. But also, even if you buy it at the store, it gives it a little zing, but it doesn't taste like mustard when you get all done. Trust me. So this is how I've pre-prepared. Now I'm going to start with two cups of cornmeal, and I'm going to pour it in the bag. And then I'm gonna have a cup and a half of flour, and I'm gonna pour it in there. I've got about 3 tablespoons of Tony Chachere's. That's our secret, guys. That is the best seasonings that you can get. It's got a little bit of everything in there. So we're gonna do that. And then I'm gonna put about a tablespoon of garlic powder in there. Okay, so I'm gonna shake that up a little bit and shake it up and mix it. Okay, and then I don't have to drain my fish or anything. I'm gonna just drop them in the bag, and then I'm gonna shake it, put it in a bowl, and we're gonna go outside and fry it. Now, Willie's is a little simpler.
Mine is quite a bit simpler, actually. I'm from Mississippi, which is catfish capital of the world. Our farm-raised catfish are such high quality that you don't have to put the mustard in there unless you like the extra little zing. All I'm going to do is take straight catfish, and I'm going to pour my 2 cups of cornmeal, white plain cornmeal, with about 3 tablespoons of Tony Chachere's. Pour it in my bag. All right, then I'm going to do the same thing as cat. Just drop my catfish directly.
Put it in there.
In the cornmeal.
We're getting ready to go outside and cook, guys. It's getting a little dark out, but we got some light out there, so.
Now, another key to this is, if after you get finished frying it, if you will get you some more of these brown paper bags and put your fish, double the bags like we have here. Put your fish in there, keeps the grease, keeps everything warm. You put everything in there one time, put it on the table, and it's a free-for-all. Whoever can get there and get the most.
He says they just put it on the table and grab in there and fix you a plate. So I'm kind of anxious to see how this goes. There you go, people. They're the Okies and the Texans. We're doing it again. Maybe this time we can kind of share and invite y'all to dinner, and we'll see you outside in just a little bit. Well, it's getting dark outside. Actually, it's pretty dark. But Blake is Willie's helper, and you are an assistant cook and instructor for the coags. So at one time, I remember you being in one of our classes. So he's come a long way in this past year. So while we've been in putting everything together, you've been out here preparing and getting everything ready out here. So we've got coals and wood and everything on the ground here. What all did you have to do to get it ready for us to come out here and cook?
First we had to start the fire so then we could get some coals. You want the red hot coals or the white charcoal, and that burns the hottest.
Okay, so you don't want to cook on an open fire?
Usually not, especially not with oil, because you won't get the same temperature.
Okay, all right, that's good to know. And I understand somebody told me about a trick that you guys have to know when the oil is ready. What did you do in there?
We took and put a strike anywhere match in there,
Uh-huh.
and when the match lights, the the oil is approximately 350 degrees.
And so it doesn't catch the grease on fire?
Nope, doesn't do anything other than light the match.
Light the match. And I understand, take that top off there. I want to see what's going on in there. So you put something else in there with the match. What was it?
That'd be a green onion.
A green onion. And what purpose is the green onion?
It helps to soak up the burnt flavor when the oil gets hot.
Really? See, even an old dog will learn a new trick once in a while. But as soon as our match lights, I guess we're ready to put our fish in and our hush puppies and have us some dinner, huh?
Yep.
Who do you think's going to win the cook-off, Texas or Oklahoma?
I'd say Mississippi.
He's staying safe, guys. So take a little break right now, and we'll be right back. And when we get back, you'll see some fish frying and some hush puppies cooking. Okay, we got a lot of hungry guys out here waiting for fish fry. So what we're going to do is Willie's going to put his fish in on one side, Kathy's going to drop hers in on the other, and we've got Blake behind us, and you'll see him spooning up all of the hush puppies. So we're going to get this stuff going, and these guys are all over here hollering they want some fish. So let's see what we can get going here quick. Got a lot of fish to fry though, Willie. You're doing it one at a time. I'm dropping them all in.
I'm just doing oil. You got twice as much catfish
Well,
in yours
I
as I do in mine.
Well, you know, I was kind of suspecting that everybody kind of liked this recipe.
I know. It looks like I'm at a disadvantage.
I think you're right. Just a little.
That and she's hogging all the grease too.
I'll slow down just a little bit.
Blake, those hush puppies look good, man.
Yeah, they do.
They're golden brown.
Oh, and they're browning up. Boy, they cook quick too, don't they?
You see that? That's a pure Mississippi fried piece of catfish. It ain't Mississippi catfish, so it ain't quite as good.
That's Texas catfish, darling. We did get them in Texas. And I tell you, you know, we've got a little bit of video of our fishing trip, and you'll see Kathy was pulling in some pretty good sized cats. So we were hoping to get into the big blues. I got about he said anywhere from a 7 to a 10 pounders. So that's nothing to sneeze at. I was pretty proud. I told Danny, I said, you know, in Oklahoma, I sat on the bank all day long and catch one fish. Oh, I bet we brought 25 home. We threw a bunch of them away. So, too bad Gary Jordan can't be here to enjoy this with us, but we saved a few cats for him. Willie will cook them up for him when he gets back.
Yes, ma'am, I will. Kat, how do you tell when your fish is ready?
Usually they float.
I think mine's floating already.
Mine's a little heavier. They got that mustard on them.
Yes, ma'am.
So do you leave this green onion in here all the time, guys? Or?
Yes, ma'am. What that green onion does is it keeps the grease from reaching that burning temperature, which we're also using peanut oil, and peanut oil burns at higher temperatures. So you put the green onion in there and you use the peanut oil, you have a better chance of not having your oil burn.
Okay.
That and peanut oil, you can also, you know, if you drain it out, will last you a lot longer than, say, vegetable oil or corn oil.
It looks like we finally got all of our fish done. I want to thank Willie so much for letting me do this show with him. He's been a blast. And we're ready to start serving some food up here. All the guys are starving to death, and they've already done a little bit of taste testing. I think we come out kind of even. It's a matter of taste and what part of the country you're from. So this little cowgirl is going to serve the guys. Thanks, guys, for joining us, and I hope you enjoy our recipes. For Kathy Mattoon, Rocky Mountain Television, this is Cooking on the Wild Side. Okay, like I said, don't tell Willie, but I like his too.